Good morning. After announcing he wants Canada to come to the bargaining table or he will impose a 35% tariff on what the U.S. imports from there, President Trump decided to announce on Saturday Mexico and the European Union would face 30% duties. Now, for the neighbors of the U.S., it is unclear if that threatened tariff level would apply to goods that are not covered by the USMCA trade deal Trump clearly wants renegotiated. His disdain for the European Union also drives his thinking, especially when it comes to auto imports. 99 countries in 99 days was the mantra at the White House for how quickly they could negotiate new trade deals with individual nations way back in April, right after Trump's Liberation Day announcements. Well, that quickly turned into 90 countries in 90 days since the stock market reacted so poorly then. Trump delayed the implementation of the reciprocal tariffs by 90 days. That deadline is passed in favor of a new one August 1st. On ABC's This Week, top White House economic advisor Kevin Hassett, facing the question of why Wall Street, at least, has started to not take the tariff threats all that seriously.
These tariffs are real if the president doesn't get a deal that he thinks is good enough. But, conversations are ongoing, and we'll see where the dust settles.
Hassett, a returnee from the first Trump term, has an un-Trump-like demeanor. In a follow-up question, he tried his best to explain why Brazil was getting hit with a 50% tariff threat, but he struggled to face the question of if it really comes down to Brazil's current government putting former President Jair Bolsonaro on trial for his attempts to overturn a presidential election he lost and for inciting his supporters to attack the legislative building. As for the tariffs, we may hear more about more letters being sent out today. Meanwhile, President Trump is coming around 180 degrees. He's teased a major announcement perhaps today when it comes to Russia's war on Ukraine. He meets with the Secretary General of NATO today at the White House, as Europe has been expressing more willingness to step up for Ukraine if the U.S. won't. After attempts to sweet-talk Vladimir Putin, President Trump is now open to sending Ukraine and President Volodymyr Zelensky more of the top-notch anti-missile systems.
And them Patriots, which they desperately need, because Putin really surprised a lot of people. He talks nice and then he bombs everybody in the evening. So there's a little bit of a problem there, and I don't like it.
You have to wonder how many people are surprised that Vladimir Putin has his country steadily launching more and more air attacks on Ukraine ever since Trump started trying to woo him to accept a ceasefire deal. Now Trump may be open to a bipartisan Senate bill that would impose sanctions on nations buying, especially Russian oil. With ear on the White House, I'm Bob Costantini.